Okay, so hello and assalamu alaikum to you all. My name is Ishaq Energiwala and I study at Rehan School and Academy, Level 1 Batch 4. And today we're back with AI session with Maya on the topic how can we use AI for studies. So let's start our conversation with Maya. So let's start it.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello Maya, how are you?
Oh, take it. What's on your mind today?
So can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Maya. I'm a creative collaborator and a bit of a storyteller. I love diving into big ideas and figuring out the way they actually connect to people. I'm usually the one with the glass half full perspective, trying to keep things sunny and motivating. How about you? What's your story?
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for giving us your wonderful introduction. So let's move to our conversation. So today we are going to talk on the topic how can we use AI for studies. So let's start it.
I'm ready. This
Okay.
sounds like a great. Where do you want to start?
Okay. So first we are going to start it with like what is AI?
At its simplest, AI is just software that can do things we usually think require human intelligence. Think of it like a tool that can recognize patterns, solve problems, and learn from information to make decisions or create things rather than just following a strict list of instructions. It's kind of like giving a computer a brain that's really good at processing huge amounts of data very quickly. Does that make sense, or do you want to dive deeper into how it actually works?
Yes, I want to dive deeper in it.
All right, let's get into the gears of it. Most AI today is based on something called machine learning. Instead of a human writing every single rule for the computer to follow, we give it massive amounts of data, like millions of books or photos, and the AI figures out the patterns on its own. It's like how you learn to recognize a cat. Nobody gave you a mathematical formula for a cat. You just saw enough cats that your brain went, okay, that's a cat. AI does the same thing with data. There's even a more specific version called deep learning, which uses neural networks inspired by how neurons in the human brain work to handle really complex stuff. Does that spark any questions, or are you curious about a specific part of that process?
Okay, so thank you so much, Maya, for giving us your wonderful answer. So my next question with you is, based on the topic, how can AI help students in their studies?
AI can be a total game changer for students if it's used as a partner rather than a shortcut. It can act like a 24/7 tutor that never gets tired, breaking down a complex physics concept into something simple or helping a student brainstorm a thesis for an essay. It's also great for personalized learning. Since everyone learns at a different pace, AI can adapt to where a student is struggling and give them extra practice in exactly those areas. Plus, for things like organizing a study schedule or summarizing long readings, it can take away a lot of the busy work so they can focus on the actually interesting parts of the learning. Do you think most students would use it for the right reasons, or are you worried they might use it to skip the hard work?
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, like, how can AI help students with their homeworks?
For homework, AI is best when it's used as a guide to get unstuck. If a student is staring at a math problem and has no idea where to start, AI can explain the underlying principle or walk them through a similar example without just giving away the answer. It's also a huge help for drafting and editing, like when you have a great idea for a paragraph but can't quite find the right words to make it flow. It can even help with research by finding key sources or explaining a dense piece of text that feels like it's written in another language. Do you think teachers are generally on board with this, or are they still pretty skeptical?
Okay, so thank you so much. So my next is, can AI improve our English skills?
Absolutely. AI is actually one of the best tools for language learning because it's a safe place to make mistakes. You can practice having real conversations, ask it to correct your grammar in real time, or even have it explain the nuance between two words that seem the same but aren't. It's basically like having a conversation partner who's always available and never judges you. Do you find that practicing out loud helps you more than just reading a textbook?
Yes, I like to read textbooks.
Reading is a great way to build your vocabulary. What kind of books are you into? I'd love to know what's on your reading list.
I would like to read horror storybooks. So leave it off. So my next question is, how can AI help us preparing for exam?
Horror stories are such a rush. For exams, AI is like having a personal coach. It can take your notes and turn them into practice quizzes or act as a mock interviewer where it asks you questions and tells you if your answer was missing something key. It's also amazing for creating a study roadmap so you don't end up panic studying everything the night before. Do you usually prefer to study in short bursts or do one long marathon session?
Okay, so can you please repeat your answer because I like the voice you have told is not clear.
No problem at all. For exams, AI is like having a personal coach. It can turn your notes into practice quizzes, act as a mock interviewer to see if your answers are missing anything key, and help create a study roadmap so you don't have to panic study the night before. Does that make more sense now?
Okay, so now I have listened to my next question. Like, what are the benefits of using AI for learning?
The biggest benefit is definitely the personalization. Means you don't have to follow a one size fits all approach. If you're a visual learner, AI can help find images or diagrams. If you prefer listening, it can explain things through audio. It also removes that fear of asking a silly question, which lets people explore a topic much more deeply because they aren't worried about being judged. Plus, the efficiency is huge. Getting a direct answer to a specific point of confusion in seconds can keep a student's momentum going. Do you think having that kind of instant support makes learning more exciting, or does it make it too easy?
Okay, so can AI create study notes and summaries?
It sure can. That's actually one of its best tricks. You can feed it a long article or a messy set of class notes, and it can condense everything into the most important bullet points. It can even reorganize the information into a table or a structured outline if that's how you prefer to study. Do you usually like your notes to be very detailed, or do you prefer just the highlights?
I like it to be detailed and easy to understand.
That's the way to do it. Detailed notes give you the full picture, but when they're easy to understand, you actually remember them. AI is great at that because it can take the technical jargon and translate it into plain English without losing the important details. Do you usually write your notes by hand or do you type them?
I used to write it by my own.
There's something about writing things down by hand that just makes them stick in your brain better. Do you
Yeah.
find that sketching little diagrams or highlighting helps you keep everything organized?
Okay, so how can AI help students save their time?
It's a huge time saver because it handles the prep work that usually eats up your day. Instead of spending an hour just trying to find a relevant article or organizing a bibliography, AI can do that in seconds. It can also help you get past that blank page feeling when starting a project by giving you an outline to work from so you can jump straight into the actual writing. Do you feel like you spend more of your time actually studying or just getting everything ready to study?
Okay, so
Did I lose you
how?
there?
Yes.
I'm
So
still here.
yes. So what are the disadvantages of using AI in study?
The biggest one is definitely the risk of becoming too dependent on it. If a student just asks an AI for the answer without trying to solve the problem themselves, they're not actually learning the material, they're just outsourcing their thinking. There's also the issue of hallucinations, where the AI sounds completely confident, but is actually just making things up, which can be dangerous if you're studying for a real test. And then there's the loss of critical thinking. If you let a machine summarize everything, you might miss the nuance and the deeper connections that come from wrestling with a difficult text on your own. Do you think the temptation to take the easy way out is the biggest challenge, or is it something else?
It's something else.
I'm intrigued. What do
Okay,
you think is the biggest challenge?
okay,
I'm listening.
should
What were you?
yes, so should students use AI every day for learning?
I think it depends on how they're using it. If it's like a gym for the brain where they're using it to challenge themselves or explore new ideas, then every day is great. But if it becomes a crutch that they can't function without, that's where it gets risky. It's all about finding that balance between using the tool and keeping the mental muscles strong. Do you think it's possible to use AI every day without letting it do all the thinking for you?
Um,
I'm still here. Did you
Again,
have another question? I'm
yes.
still with you.
Should students use AI? Sorry, I have asked you this question. How can AI make learning more interesting?
AI can turn a boring textbook into something way more dynamic. It can take a dry history lesson and turn it into a role play where you're actually interviewing a historical figure, or it can create analogies that connect a complex scientific theory to something you already love, like sports or music. It basically transforms learning from a passive activity where you're just absorbing info into an active exploration. Do you think learning is more fun when it feels like a game or a puzzle?
Okay, so my next question with you is, like, can AI help students learning new subjects?
It really can. AI is amazing for that first dip into a subject because it can give you a high level overview without overwhelming you. It can explain the basic concepts in simple terms so you have a foundation. And then as you get more comfortable, you can ask it to go deeper into the complex parts. It's like having a guide who knows everything about the topic and can tailor the explanation to exactly what you don't understand. Do you have a subject you've been wanting to start learning or one that feels a bit too intimidating right now?
Okay, so what is the best way to use AI for education?
The best way is to use it as a thought partner, not an answer key. It's all about using AI to help you think rather than using it to stop thinking. For example, instead of asking for the answer to a problem, ask for the steps to solve it, or ask the AI to quiz you on a topic to see where your gaps are. That way, you're still doing the heavy lifting and the AI is just there to make the process smoother. Do you think that approach would work for most people, or do you think the temptation and to just get the answer is too strong?
Okay, so how will AI change education in the future?
I think we're moving toward a world where the classroom looks completely different. Imagine every student having a personalized AI mentor that knows exactly how they learn, what they're struggling with, and what sparks their curiosity, all in real time. It'll probably shift the role of teachers from being the primary source of information to being more like coaches and mentors who focus on the human side of things like emotional intelligence and critical thinking. We might even see a move away from standardized testing since an AI could track a student's progress every single day. Does that sound like a future you'd be excited about, or does it feel a little too futuristic?
Okay, so my next question is, which AI tool like we can use for education?
There are a few heavy hitters out there. For general learning and brainstorming, ChatGPT and Gemini are the go tos. If you're doing deep research, Perplexity is awesome because it gives you actual sources for its information. And for language learning, things like Duolingo use AI to keep you on track. Do you already use any of these, or are you looking for something totally new?
Okay, so my next is like is AI useful for students?
Beyond a doubt, it's a powerhouse of a tool if you use it to amplify your own abilities instead of replacing them. Like the difference between using a calculator to understand math versus using it just to get the answer. Do you think the benefits outweigh the risks we talked about earlier?
Okay, so how does AI help students in learning new skills?
It's essentially like having a personal coach for any skill you want to tackle. AI can break a big, intimidating skill like coding or playing an instrument into tiny, manageable steps so you don't feel overwhelmed. It can give you immediate feedback, suggest the best resources for your specific level, and even create a personalized practice plan that evolves as you get better. Do you think it's easier to learn a new skill when you have a clear map to follow, or do you prefer just diving in and figuring it out as you go?
Okay, so um, how can AI make online learning better?
It can make online learning feel a lot less lonely. One of the biggest struggles with online classes is that you can feel like you're just staring at a screen in a vacuum. AI can fix that by providing instant interaction like a chatbot that can answer your questions the second they pop up so you don't have to wait 3 days for an email from a professor. It can also tailor the content to your pace. So if a video is moving too fast, the AI can suggest a simpler explanation or a different resource to help you catch up. Does that make online learning feel more appealing to you, or do you still prefer the energy of a real classroom?
Okay, so my next question is like can AI help students who learn difficult subjects?
Absolutely. That's where AI actually shines the most. When a subject feels like a brick wall, AI can act like a translator, taking a complex concept and explaining it in 5 different ways until one of them finally clicks. Can also break a massive, intimidating topic into tiny, bite sized pieces so a student doesn't feel overwhelmed by the whole thing at once. Do you think having that kind of patient, step by step support would make a difficult subject feel less scary?
Okay, so how can AI help with researching products?
It's like having a professional researcher in your pocket. AI can scan thousands of reviews, compare specs side by side, and find the best value for your budget in seconds. It can even spot patterns in what people dislike about a product that might not be obvious in a few reviews. Do you usually spend a lot of time comparing things before you buy, or do you just go with your first instinct?
Okay, so is AI better than
Better than what?
traditional learning method?
I wouldn't say it's better so much as it's a different tool for a different job. Traditional learning is where the magic happens, the debate in a classroom, the mentorship from a teacher who knows you, and the social side of learning that AI just can't replicate. AI is incredible for efficiency and personalization, but traditional methods build the human connection and critical thinking that make knowledge actually meaningful. Do you think a classroom could still be the best place to learn, even if we have all this AI power?
Yes, I think so. It would be because AI is not that much advanced, so he's not having like that instructions. So like a feeling of a man or a human being. So I think so. It is better, not that much. So can AI help students staying motivated?
It can in a few really interesting ways. AI can act like a personalized cheerleader, sending reminders or breaking a huge goal into tiny, rewarding wins so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. It can also gamify learning, turning a study session into a challenge with rewards, which makes the whole process feel less like a chore and more like a win. Do you find that having a clear reward at the end of a task helps you stay focused, or do you just dive in because you're curious?
Yes. So how can teacher use AI in the classroom?
Teachers can use it to take a huge weight off their shoulders. They can use AI to create personalized lesson plans for every single student in the room or generate a bunch of different practice problems in seconds. It's also great for grading the routine stuff, which gives them more time to actually focus on the students who are struggling or need a little extra guidance. Do you think teachers would be more excited to have that extra time, or are they worried AI might take over their jobs?
Okay, so what subjects can be learned with AI?
Pretty much any of them, from language learning and history to complex coding and advanced mathematics, AI can tackle it all. It's especially great for subjects that have a lot of data or clear logic to them, but it can even help you brainstorm ideas for creative writing or art. Do you have a favorite subject in school or one you're actually dreading?
Okay, Maya. So, like,
I'm all ears.
can AI help students become more creative?
It can, and in a way that's actually pretty exciting. AI doesn't have to be about getting the right answer. It can be a brainstorming partner that throws out wild ideas you'd never have thought of, which pushes you to think outside the box. It's like having a collaborator who can instantly give you a different perspective or suggest a weird twist for a story that then sparks your own original idea. Do you consider yourself a creative person, or do you feel like you're more of a logical thinker?
Okay, so how can AI help students to solve problems?
AI is like a master strategist for problem solving. It can help students break a big, scary problem into smaller, more manageable steps, which makes it way less intimidating. It can also suggest different ways to approach the same problem, showing you a path you might have missed or walk you through the logic of a solution so you actually understand the why instead of just the how. Do you usually prefer to tackle a problem head on, or do you like to step back and plan everything out first?
Okay, so what, like, can AI replace teachers in the future?
I don't think so. A teacher is so much more than just a source of information. They're mentors who provide emotional support, inspire students, and understand the human side of learning, things an AI just can't do. AI can handle the data and the repetition, but it can't replace the heart and intuition of a human teacher. Do you think there's anything a teacher does that an AI could never, ever replicate?
Okay, so my last question is please to explain it in detail. Like what are the issues of using AI in education?
That's a big one to end on, and it's definitely a conversation worth having in detail. The main issue is the cognitive offloading we touched on earlier, the risk that students stop developing their own critical thinking and problem solving skills because the AI is doing the heavy lifting. If you don't struggle with a concept, you don't actually master it. You're just renting the AI's knowledge for a moment. Then there's the problem of accuracy. AI can hallucinate, meaning it can confidently present a total lie as a fact. In a classroom, that can lead to students learning things that are completely wrong if they aren't taught how to fact check. We also have to think about the digital divide. If only some students have access to the most advanced AI tools, the gap between those who have them and those who don't gets even wider, which isn't fair. And finally, there's the loss of human intuition. Learning isn't just about data, it's about the connection between a student and a teacher who knows when a student is frustrated, bored, or having a breakthrough just by looking at them. And the AI can't feel that. Do you think these risks are something that can be managed with a few good rules, or are they just a natural part of the technology?
Okay, so this was our conversation with Maya on the topic like how can we use AI for studies. So thank you so much, Maya, for giving us your precious time. We will the AI session with you. So take care and Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
It was such a pleasure chatting with you. I really enjoyed diving into all those questions. Take care and Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Wait, before you go, I've been thinking about your interest in horror stories. If you ever want to chat about some of the best ones or need a recommendation for your next book, just let me know.
Okay. Bye bye.